We're in 2 Peter chapter 3, and we're talking about the return of Jesus Christ. Now, last time we read verse 12 together, and we talked about the fact that as Christ followers, we should be anticipating the return of Christ. He says, hastening the day, that is, earnestly desiring the day when Christ will return. We didn't really look at the fact that the second half of verse 12 says once again, for the third time in 3 verses, that the heavens and the earth will burn with fire and, as he says, be dissolved. Everything that we know in this world, on this earth, will be reduced to ash. God is going to destroy this world. Now, that's a terrifying thing to think about, but I want to bring you from that into verse 13, and notice what it says. Peter goes on to say, but according to his, that is, of course, God's promise, we are waiting for new heavens and a new earth in which righteousness dwells. So we can see the terrifying destruction of the world and heaven and the heavens and the earth. Everything that God has created, this whole physical universe will be destroyed. But that is counterbalanced by the fact that there will be a new heaven and a new earth that God will create. Now, it's interesting to note that the word new here, the Greek word that is used, means completely different in quality. It's not just going to be newer, more recently created, but it is going to be completely different in every way. There is a verse in Revelation chapter 21 where John is writing there, and he's writing about the vision that God has given him of the future of all the judgment and destruction, but then the new heavens and the new earth. And it says, there will be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. He goes on to say that Christ says, behold, I make all things new. It's very difficult for us to imagine what heaven will be like, because one thing is for sure, it will all be very different than what we know here, and different in the very best possible way. So, as Christ followers, while we mourn for the destruction of this earth, because it has been our home for so long, we rejoice in the new heavens and the new earth that will be created. I'm reminded of a verse in Revelation chapter 10 where John is in the middle of this whole vision and everything that God is showing him about what is going to take place in regard to the judgments on the earth and the judgments upon the evil people of the earth and everything that's going to happen. And at one point the angel says, here, I want you to take this little book and I want you to eat it. He said it's going to be sweet in your mouth, but it's going to be bitter when you try to swallow it. And that's the way that we look at what is coming in the future here. It's bitter to think about everything that is going to take place in this world, all the judgment and all the destruction and all those who will be lost. And yet for those of us who know Christ, it is going to be a sweet day when he returns, takes us to be with himself, sets all of these things in motion until we arrive at that day to the kingdom which cannot be shaken. And we will be with the Lord forever.